Hi everyone, Neville Aga here, and today I'm going to be doing a book review of Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard. This is a business book that says a revolutionary approach to customer service, aims to be a customer service business book. I think there are other points in here besides customer service, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, basics of the book. Book summary, it says 3 basic things about what to do to create raving fans in your business. The first one is to decide what you want to do, discover what your customers want you to do, and then deliver all that plus 1. Good principles, definitely good principles of any business practice, any successful business practice. I like also the format. It doesn't just go in and say, here is principle number 1, here's principle number 2. It takes the format of a fairy tale, a fiction story set with a fairy godmother that discovers these principles for the main person in the book. So I find that's a good way to get the reader's attention and capture it for 100 and so on pages. This is an easy read book. If you look at it, look at the margins here. It is it's 112 pages, something like that, but I think a good half of the page is margins, or at least a third. So I don't know if they were getting paid based on having to have 110 pages in their book or not, but it's definitely in condensed format, a 60, 70 page book, something you can certainly read in a couple hours. Okay, so when I'm thinking about raving fans and putting it into context for this book, what are raving fans? The idea of building not just fans of your product, fans of your business, but raving fans. Yeah, that sounds appealing. What is a raving fan? Well, I had my wife look up synonyms for raving and fans. Fans is short for fanatic, because we use that all the time with, our sports teams and stuff like that. So, fanatic. What are synonyms for fanatic? She looked it up and she found zealot, extremist, and militant. And then she also looked up raving, synonyms for raving. She got back wild, irrational, or incoherent. So the first question that I want to ask myself, instead of this being titled Raving Fans, what if this is titled Wild Zealots, Irrational Extremists, Incoherent Militants? Do I want customers of my business do I want to create in my business incoherent militants? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the answer is no, actually. I'm not sure it's yes or no. It's just, that's something that if I create these types of people as my customers, I have to know what I'm dealing with, and I have to use that understanding to the advantage of everybody. So what are some organizations that have raving fans as their customers? And what I came up with 5. I came up with 3. My wife came up with another 2. But the first one, that's very easy to spot for organization, not necessarily company, but organization, sports teams. We are fans, and some of us are raving fans of our sports teams. So why? Why is that? Why are we such big raving fans of whatever particular school we went to, or whatever particular professional town, the team we live in, the team, the NBA team for the town we live in, where the players, don't even live here. They live here for 4 months out of the year, and the rest of the time they're living in West Palm Beach or something like that. Is it because, this says Raving Fans, revolutionary approach to customer service? Are our sports teams giving us exceptional customer service? Well, unless you consider being left outside in sub-zero temperatures for 5 hours while you scream at the top of your lungs as you watch linemen go battle each other, and you pay them for the privilege to go sit outside in sub-zero temperatures or in the rain and scream for 5 hours, I would say that's not necessarily good customer service. And I wouldn't call, when it's 105-degree heat and you're playing a game and they're trying to sell you a bottle of water for $7 a bottle, that's also probably not good customer service. But for product, they have absolute raving fans. Why do we go back year after year after year? And I don't necessarily know why, it's some entertainment thing, but I can tell you one reason we don't go back is if the product starts to stink. If the team they put out on the field starts going winless, the raving fans go straight down. So that's definitely one in my mind for product, not customer service. Second company organization that I thought of that really creates raving fans and does a good job creating raving fans is Amazon.com. And also, I'd say that that's not a customer service type thing. I'm sure they have great customer service, and I'm sure if I send an email to them or some kind of chat link on their website or something like that, I'll get a good response back in a certain amount of time. But honestly, I'm a fan of Amazon.com because they give me good, consistent product. It's a good website. And whatever I buy in it, I know it's going to be right at the cheapest that I can buy it for, and I get delivered fast. In fact, this book is courtesy of Amazon.com. So I'm a fan of Amazon.com, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with any customer service they gave me. A third one, and disclosure, I work for Cisco Systems, but Cisco creates raving fans. We do through our CCIE program. We set a bar really, really high for professional certification that people have to study till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning every day for months. And these aren't kids at 18, 19 years old. These are professionals, 30s, 40s, 50s, that have to go through that again for months and months and months, fly halfway across the country, fail an exam, fail lab, and then finally pass a lab to get certified. But in that process of setting that extremely high bar, we create raving fans. We create people that are bought in to this organization, this service, this way of doing things. So by not setting our standards low, I believe is also a good way to create raving fans. My wife also thought of a couple more. The first one she thought of was Coke. And she'll go into a restaurant and we'll say, I would like, what would you like to drink? I would like a Coke. They say, Pepsi okay? No thanks. I'll just have water instead. What gets us, customers, to that kind of level? It's not because of any customer service that Coke does. Again, I don't know a single person from the bottling vendors or anything else like that that calls me up, that wishes me happy birthday on my birthday or anything else like that. It's just a good, consistent product. And they have incredible marketing. And that combination creates raving fans. So, I think the idea that customer service creating raving fans might be a little bit of a fallacy. I think it has to start with, this is Neville's view, it has to start with product. But once you have your product, absolutely, customer service is an important part of it. And the whole idea of decide, discover, deliver is a great formula to maintain a high level in any of our business relationships. So some specific examples from the book that I really like. So one of the principles in here is don't be a duck, be an eagle. Ducks just sit around quack, 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 complaining this, complaining that. Be an eagle, soar above, know what you're doing, what your customers want, deliver +1. Great. I absolutely like that vision, and that's something we can all definitely buy into. I also like the idea of working within well-defined windows. It does say that we need to understand what our well-defined service window is and work inside that, not get outside of our comfort zone and then just try to deliver an average or even a below average customer service experience in something that we don't know about. Hey, forget that. Deliver ecstatic, outstanding customer service events in what you know. Great, makes perfect sense in the world on that. And then also that the customers usually have a very narrow vision. That's something that I definitely find true in my business within Cisco. So we might have 15 different reasons when we launch a new product that people should upgrade to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Uses less power, something like that. Has a 5 new features in, all those kind of things. Customers sometimes get really narrow on one particular thing. Hey, the height of this thing is a problem. I have no room in my racks and stuff like that. So physically, I need something that's 1U, half a U, whatever. Make it 0. Make it go virtual. Make it go to the cloud and make it get 0U in my data center and stuff like that. And they'll get very wrapped around that. So understanding that and meeting that need is very critical. So they do point that out in this book, and I agree wholeheartedly with that. So, and finally, consistency. He does bring that up in the +1, in the deliver part of it. That every time you deliver, be consistent, consistent, consistent. When I think of Amazon, consistent. When I push place order and get a book, I always get that book 2 days later. 2 days later, whatever else the mail takes. It's not like I get it 2 days later, 40% of the time, and another 50% of the time I get it in one day because they're paying extra to ship it or something like that on their dime. But another 10% of the time I get it after 5-6 days. Unacceptable. And they point that out in this book. Be consistent in your product. Coke. When my wife opens up a can of Coke at a restaurant, she gets the same consistent taste. And that's huge. So the consistency is a great idea. He has a couple examples in here with his fictional Varley's department store and his fictional grocery store where they say, doing customer service, oh, we'll do everything that the store across the street's doing, plus much more. We'll gift wrap it for you for free, etc., and we'll meet their price. I don't think that is... I think that's a little bit unrealistic and unnecessary. When Cisco, when we send out our customer survey links, and we have raving fans within our customer base that give satisfaction, Cisco, complete satisfaction, 5. Satisfaction of your sales team, 5. Satisfaction of the products, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. If they give something below a 5, typically they'll give like a 3, that means just average satisfaction, or neutral, it's going to be on price. But that doesn't necessarily always deter them, because just like the sports teams, I don't cheer for my university or something like that, and then they're giving me highly discounted or free tickets or anything else. They're really giving me nothing. But I'm still a fan of those organizations. So his examples where these customer service agents will still meet price, add much more customer service, but they'll make it up in some magical ways, I think is not something that necessarily, we have to... you have to be careful. Some people are very price conscious, and where we work in public sector especially, some people are very price conscious, driven by budgets. But when you create raving fans, that's people that satisfied and get maybe purchases and stuff like that. You have to meet their prices. But if you create a raving fan, then price is probably not going to be a barrier. I mean, we see that all the time with Apple, right? People line out outside the street to pay a premium for those Apple iPad tablets when they can get them cheaper from, even like say something like Amazon Kindle. So I'm not sure that necessarily hits the mark. But again, so overall, I found it a great book. This summary's gone a little bit longer than I wanted to anyway, so thank you for watching for 12 minutes. Raving Fans, Ken Blanchard, talks about customer service, talks about decide, discover, deliver. Decide what you want to do, discover what your clients want to do, and then deliver all that plus one. Great model, great model. Don't forget about product. Don't forget about building a great product. If you have a couple hours, it's a quick and easy read. Give it a read. Thanks for watching.